Okay, let's go to the squares. Okay, now unfortunately, some of these are blunderful, and some of them, I mean, the Women's World Cup doesn't have the highest level of play compared to the other one because the ratings are a lot lower. So, there's more mistakes. However, the cream rise to the top. I mean, the women who are left, I've heard of all of them. Like the 16 women who are left. When there was a lot of women, I was like, who? Who are these people? Then they lost. So the strong women win. Sorry. Now, confusing Karen, because she might not know this, but she might. I mean, she's a woman, so she should. So this is Mariya Muzychuk.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she has a sister, also Muzychuk. And they're the same rating. They're both like 25, 60 FIDE.
I knew that just because
I think her name's...
You talked about that.
I think her name's Anna. Anyway, they're both in. They both won their matches,
okay.
and they keep winning. Yeah. Okay, now, for $1 trillion, why is Ushenina famous? There's two possible answers to that question. Either one gets you $1 trillion. She's famous for two reasons.
I have heard her name.
Yep.
Anna Ushenina. Darn. I'm not going to...
Anyway, I asked Julie Louis-Dreyfus why, and she said, Nina! Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Anna Muzychuk. Okay, so Ushenina was the women's world champion. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's one thing she's famous for. That's a good thing to be famous for. The next thing she's famous for is not a good thing to be famous for. She had bishop and knight again, and she couldn't mate 50 move world draw when she was women's world champion.
Oh, no.
And she's a grandmaster.
Oh, that's
Not a women's grandmaster, she's a grandmaster. And she couldn't mate with bishop and knight. So, truth hurts.
embarrassing.
Okay, yeah. And probably some GMs just can't do it. There's 1,700 GMs, so probably like 3 can't do it. So she's one of them. Okay, now, every day we talk about this on the stream, and then we talk about it the next day because it happens every day. Every day I tell the people in the chat, when the engine says 0.00, that does not mean it's equal. That means if both sides play perfectly, it will be a draw. There's many positions where it says 0.00, where everybody in the world wants one side. For example, this position. Nobody's taking black here if you give them a choice.
Right.
But the engine says 0.00, but you're not taking black. Okay, so this is what GMs like to call a 2-result game. Either white wins or it's a draw. And if it's 2 engines are playing, it's a draw. But if 2 humans are playing, then okay, so Ushenina defended better than perfect. Rook h3 check, fine. Rook d3, fine. Rook takes d4, fine. All these moves the engine says are great. Okay, rook d2, fine. Check. King d7, fine. Best move every move. Okay, a7. Now, chess is a difficult game because it's 0-0-0, but black only has one move that draws. So if you're not looking, you can guess what it is. And she played it.
Black. Let's see. Let's see.
During the pauses, you guys can donate. There's some noise.
I'm not sure. I guess you have to check the king. But,
That's correct.
But I still don't see.
You have to, right? If you go here, then rook here, and you resign.
Right.
Okay. So you check.
I see that, but I just don't see anything beyond the
Okay.
check.
Right. Okay. Every move is a draw, so she played one of them. Okay. So the last 10 moves or so that we've been looking at have been better than perfect. Perfection's crap next to the way Ushenina's playing. Pinky Jim gifted a sub. Good. Okay. Now there's 2 moves that make sense here that you would consider. Rook behind the pawn or checking again. One of them draws, one of them loses. Every other move loses immediately.
Seems like you would just check again.
Correct.
'Cause then
And you just check forever. Okay. And if white doesn't want to get checked forever, white has to run away from the A file. So, you could take this pawn, for example. Obviously, if you just go here, that's a draw. You can't run anywhere. There's nowhere to go. Okay. So now when the king runs away, now you go here. And now it's a dead draw. Now, in this position, it looks like rook a2 is the same draw as rook check and then rook a2. With the king on c5, white's winning with a very interesting trick. And if the white king was on d5, it's a draw. Because the king is on c5, white has a trick that black missed. Because tricks are for kids. So now white's winning. White actually has more than one winning move, but they're all the exact same trick. And you've seen this trick in similar positions, but not this one. But you've seen this trick. You know this trick. You just never saw it here. Just take the trick that you know and push it to some other. Yeah.
Excuse me.
That's right. There's no trick. It's just a simple trick. Right. Thanks here, Treo. Cronius suggested the most illegal move on the board. He said white should play king e2. I mean, you can't make a more illegal move if you tried. Or maybe you could.
Probably it's...
Okay, this is the part of the chat where you say, Karen, do you hate chess? Karen, do you hate Ben? Karen, why are you there? This is the time you guys do that. All right, now what?
I think if you put the rook on the other side of the
That's correct.
king, then you can skew it.
That's correct.
So they can't take
Yeah,
it.
black didn't see that. Now, that skewer doesn't work if the white king is on d5. And the reason it doesn't work is black plays king c7. So in this position, if we check, and then we go here and we play this skewer trick, you just play here.
Right.
And it's just a draw. You just walk your king over. However, with the king on c5, okay, then king here don't work because I'm checking you back. That's no good. Yeah, you could play king b6 if my king was on d5.
Right.
So black played perfect every move, and after rook a2, the game's over. White wins. Isn't chess mean? And obviously she's in time trouble because it's move 1,000 and they're playing rapid. Yeah. So man, the truth hurts. Okay, so she played this anyway. Check here. King b6. So you have to check the king away. Then you have to check the king away. And then she hides behind the pawn. I think king takes pawn is a draw. I think so. Yeah, that's a draw. You got to hide.
Yeah.
Yeah, now obviously rook a2 is the only move because there's no other move. Okay. Now, this is very nice how white wins. It's very subtle. It's not easy to find, by the way. But, Muzychuk, her sister's not a GM for nothing. What's funny is, are you ready for this? That's Mariya Muzychuk, her sister's Anna, and her opponent's Anna. It makes you think. Big money, big money, big money, no whammy, stop. $10. Thanks, Razor Neck. Good, good. Is that like what they call rednecks from Arkansas? I'm getting confused. Is it the Arkansas Razorbacks? That's the joke I'm making, but now I'm getting confused. That doesn't sound right. Is it the Arkansas Razorbacks? I think it is. Well, somebody in the chat will... Oh, it is right? All right. King c6, threatening mate. Come on. We just had king c6, rook c2 check. We just had that. That is good because you should always repeat.
Let me see. I can't figure it out.
Yeah, this is beautiful. It's really nice.
I need to look for another
No, it's
second.
really nice.
I just
Yeah.
don't know it.
Usually the chat's just writing the answers, and here the chat's choking on the
I
whole
just
wage.
don't know, but I'm going to look for another second. I'm not going to look at chat.
No, there's like 2 people right in the chat and 20 that are confused. They're talking about the Razorbacks. Someday, Cronius will know whose turn it is to move. But maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. But soon. You know how you roast somebody who's rated 900? Because the guy says, I'm 900, roast me harder. Do you know how?
No.
You turn it to 900 degrees. That'll roast them good.
What? Okay.
Yeah. Frankly,
I
delicious.
don't know.
Okay, watch. You'll
All
like
right.
you'll like this.
I just don't know.
No, you'll like this. Rook check, forcing the king away.
I was looking at
Right,
that.
right.
All right.
Now that the king's away, rook b7, threatening rook b8. Rook b8's good because I said so.
Oh, yeah.
So the only way to not get mated is to check, and then here, and then check, and then queen. And then she resigned. So basically, black played perfect every move, and then played rook a2, losing immediately instead of rook c2 check. Chess is hard. Yeah. And then she's knocked out. She actually got knocked out the next game. But. All right. What's my least favorite Tarantino film? I mean, that depends on what you consider a Tarantino film. If you consider Dusk Till Dawn a Tarantino film, which you don't have to, then that one. It's not really a Tarantino film, but he's in it. But that's... Otherwise, there's no worse. They're all good. All right. And Dusk Till Dawn is acceptable. It's got my guy in it.